Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that often gets overlooked in our increasingly superficial world. True love is not a fleeting feeling. It's not an extravagant gesture or a beautifully phrased line from a movie. True love reveals itself in the subtle, sometimes unexpected ways a person chooses to integrate you into their life. True love reveals itself in the quiet consistency of actions. Grand declarations may seem impressive and dramatic gestures can easily capture attention, but neither truly defines love. Genuine love is not about fleeting moments of excitement. It's about the steady, reliable presence of someone who chooses you every single day. A man who truly loves you doesn't need to constantly profess his feelings in exaggerated terms. His actions will speak louder than any words ever could. Consistency is about showing up not just when it's easy or convenient, but when it's hard. It's about being there during the quiet moments, the messy times, and the days when life feels unbearably heavy. When someone truly cares for you, their love isn't something you have to question. You won't be left wondering where you stand, because their actions will make it abundantly clear. They will follow through on their promises, big and small, because they understand that trust is built on reliability, not excuses. The beauty of consistent action lies in its simplicity. It doesn't demand fanfare or applause, it simply happens. Whether it's remembering the details of something important to you, making time for you despite a busy schedule, or supporting you without being asked, these small, everyday choices are the foundation of genuine love. The consistency isn't performative, it's woven into the fabric of who they are and how they care for you. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't vanish when things get tough. Consistency means standing by you when life becomes challenging, even when it requires effort or sacrifice. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes, it's about showing up despite imperfections. A man who loves you understands that love isn't always convenient. It's about being present even when it's difficult, prioritizing you because he sees you as an essential part of his life. The most remarkable thing about consistent action is that it creates a sense of safety and stability. Love isn't meant to feel like a guessing game or a fleeting high followed by crushing uncertainty. Real love is steady and dependable. It feels secure because it is built on a foundation of actions that reinforce the commitment behind the words. You don't have to doubt someone who proves their love through consistent behavior because their presence reassures you more than any words ever could. Consistency also means aligning actions with values. A man who truly loves you doesn't just do what's easy or gratifying in the moment. He acts in a way that reflects his respect and care for you. He prioritizes honesty, loyalty, and kindness even when it requires effort. He doesn't give love conditionally or withdraw it when things don't go his way. Instead, he demonstrates that his love is rooted in something deeper, a genuine desire to see you happy and supported. Consistent action is not a grandiose display, it's a quiet, enduring commitment. It's a love that builds over time, one choice, one moment, one step at a time. True love reveals its depth not in the easy moments, but in the challenging ones. When everything in life feels overwhelming and you're at your lowest point, a man who truly loves you will remain steadfast. He doesn't shy away from your pain or retreat when faced with your struggles. Instead, he leans in with understanding and care. His presence during these times is not just a testament to his commitment, but a reflection of his genuine desire to be your partner in every sense of the word. When you're at your worst, the world can feel isolating. It's in those moments that the people who care about you most will step forward. A man who truly loves you will not only offer comfort, but also make an effort to understand what you're going through. He won't diminish your feelings or offer shallow reassurances. Instead, he will create space for you to be vulnerable, knowing that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a part of who you are. Support during difficult times is more than just saying the right words. It's about being there in meaningful ways. It's about noticing when you're struggling, even if you haven't explicitly said so. It's the small but significant gestures like checking in on you, lending a listening ear, or simply sitting with you in silence when words feel too heavy. His support doesn't need to be loud or extravagant. It's the quiet presence that reminds you you're not alone. This kind of love doesn't demand that you have everything figured out or that you always present your best self. Instead, it acknowledges that life can be messy and that you won't always be at your strongest. A man who truly loves you accepts this and chooses to stand by you anyway. He doesn't judge you for your moments of doubt or insecurity, and he doesn't view your struggles as a burden. Instead, he sees them as part of the journey you're on together, a journey he is willing to walk beside you, even when the path is rough. His actions during your worst days demonstrate his commitment to the relationship. It's not about fixing everything for you or trying to take control of your situation. It's about being your partner in the truest sense. He respects your strength and your ability to navigate your challenges, but he also knows when to offer support without overstepping. He understands that sometimes being there is enough, that his presence alone can provide comfort and reassurance. There's a kind of love that grows stronger in adversity, a love that isn't afraid of the darker moments in life. A man who truly loves you doesn't retreat when faced with those moments. He chooses to stay, to support, and to love you even when you feel unlovable. His care is constant, not dependent on circumstances or convenience. It's in those moments of unwavering support that you see the truest form of love, a love that endures, even in the hardest of times. True love is often expressed in the simplest yet most profound ways, and one of the clearest signs is active listening paired with genuine interest. A man who truly loves you doesn't just hear your words, he listens. He pays attention not just to what you say, but to how you say it, the emotions behind your words, and the deeper meaning you might not even fully articulate. This type of listening goes beyond surface-level interaction. It is an intentional act of care and connection. When someone actively listens, they prioritize understanding over reacting. They don't interrupt to offer quick solutions or steer the conversation back to themselves. Instead, they take the time to absorb what you're saying, giving you their undivided attention. A man who loves you genuinely wants to understand your perspective, your feelings, and your experiences because these things matter to him. He doesn't listen out of obligation, but out of a sincere desire to know you more deeply. Active listening isn't about waiting for your turn to speak, it's about engaging fully in the moment. A man who truly loves you will ask questions to clarify or expand on what you've shared, showing that he values your thoughts and wants to ensure he understands them correctly. He won't dismiss your concerns or trivialize your experiences, no matter how small they might seem. Instead, he validates your feelings, recognizing that they are an essential part of who you are. This level of listening is accompanied by genuine interest. A man who loves you wants to know not just the big things about your life, but also the small details that make you unique. He remembers the stories you've told him, the preferences you've shared, and the dreams you've described. These things matter to him because they are a part of you. His interest is not a passing curiosity, but a deep, enduring desire to connect with you on every level. He doesn't just focus on the words you speak, he also pays attention to the unspoken. He notices when your tone changes, when your energy feels low, or when your body language tells a different story than your words. This awareness allows him to respond in ways that feel supportive and meaningful, even if it's simply offering a quiet moment of reassurance. True love is rooted in the ability to be fully present with someone. Active listening and genuine interest create a foundation of trust and intimacy that cannot be faked or forced. It's through these moments of attentiveness that a man shows you he values who you are, not just as a partner, but as a person with your own experiences, thoughts, and feelings. This kind of love isn't flashy or loud, but it's deeply impactful. It tells you, without a doubt, that you are seen, heard, and cherished. True love is often demonstrated in the way someone prioritizes your well-being. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't see your happiness, health, and emotional security as separate from his own. Instead, they become integral to how he approaches the relationship. His actions consistently reflect a genuine care for your physical, mental, and emotional welfare, and this concern manifests in ways both big and small. One of the clearest ways this love is shown is through thoughtful decision-making. He considers how his choices, words, and behaviors impact you, striving to ensure that they contribute positively to your life. This doesn't mean he sacrifices his own needs entirely, but rather that he approaches the relationship with a sense of balance and mutual respect. Whether it's making plans that take your comfort into account or showing consideration for the pressures you're facing, he demonstrates his love through actions that reflect his desire to see you thrive. When someone prioritizes your well-being, they pay attention to the details of your life. They notice when you're stressed or overwhelmed and offer support, whether that means lending a hand with responsibilities, giving you space to recharge, or simply being a steady presence. They recognize that sometimes taking care of you means listening without judgment or trying to lighten your load without being asked. This attentiveness stems not from a sense of duty, but from a deep care for your happiness and peace of mind. Prioritizing your well-being also means respecting your boundaries and supporting your growth. A man who loves you doesn't push you into situations that make you uncomfortable or demand more of you than you're able to give. Instead, he creates an environment where you feel safe to be yourself. He celebrates your strengths and encourages you to pursue your passions, recognizing that your well-being is closely tied to your sense of fulfillment and autonomy. At times, this care might require sacrifice or compromise, and a man who loves you is willing to make those adjustments. He doesn't see your well-being as an inconvenience or a task to check off. Rather, he understands that fostering your happiness is an essential part of a loving partnership. His actions come from a place of wanting the best for you, even if it requires effort on his part. This prioritization of your well-being extends beyond just the immediate moments of the relationship. A man who truly loves you thinks about your future together and considers how his choices today will affect that future. He wants to build a life that supports not only his goals but yours as well, and he takes steps to ensure that your shared path is one where you both can flourish. In prioritizing your well-being, he shows you that his love is not self-serving or conditional. It's not about control or expectation, but about genuine care. His actions communicate that your happiness, comfort, and growth are of profound importance to him, reinforcing the depth and sincerity of his love. True love is not static, it evolves and deepens over time, often through the challenges and changes that life inevitably brings. A man who truly loves you understands that growth is an essential part of any meaningful relationship. He doesn't shy away from the difficult conversations, the adjustments, or the work it takes to strengthen your bond. Instead, he embraces the process, showing a genuine willingness to grow together, both as individuals and as partners. This willingness begins with self-awareness. A man who loves you is not afraid to examine his own flaws and shortcomings, acknowledging that there is always room for improvement. He doesn't view mistakes or disagreements as threats to the relationship, but as opportunities to learn and do better. When conflicts arise, he doesn't dismiss them or retreat into defensiveness. Instead, he approaches them with a mindset of understanding and problem-solving, recognizing that growth often comes from facing challenges head-on. His willingness to grow with you also means being open to change. Life rarely stays the same, and circumstances, goals, and even perspectives can shift over time. A man who loves you doesn't resist these changes, but instead seeks to navigate them alongside you. He understands that growth requires adaptability and that a relationship thrives when both partners are committed to evolving together. Whether it's supporting you in pursuing a new goal or working through changes in your shared circumstances, he shows a readiness to adapt while maintaining the core of your connection. Part of growing together is the ability to communicate openly and honestly. A man who truly loves you is willing to have meaningful conversations even when they're uncomfortable. He values your thoughts and feelings and wants to understand your needs and aspirations. This communication is not just about resolving immediate issues, but about building a deeper understanding of each other over time. Through this process, he shows that he's not just invested in who you are now, but in who you're becoming. This commitment to growth extends to the relationship itself. A man who loves you doesn't view love as a finished product, but as something that requires continual care and attention. He is willing to put in the effort to nurture your connection, whether that means learning how to meet your emotional needs more effectively, finding ways to keep your bond strong, or seeking solutions when difficulties arise. He understands that a lasting relationship is built on a foundation of shared effort and intentional growth. Growing together also means supporting each other's individual growth. A man who loves you doesn't see your personal development as a threat or a distraction from the relationship. Instead, he encourages you to pursue your dreams, overcome your challenges, and become the best version of yourself. At the same time, he is committed to his own growth. knowing that a strong partnership requires both individuals to be actively engaged in becoming their best selves. This willingness to grow together demonstrates not only his commitment to you, but also his belief in the relationship's potential. It shows that he values the journey as much as the destination, creating a bond that is resilient, dynamic, and enduring. True love thrives not in control or dependence, but in the respect for individuality within a relationship. A man who truly loves you values your independence, recognizing that a strong partnership is built on the foundation of two complete individuals coming together, not one person overshadowing the other. This respect for your independence is not just a passive acceptance of your individuality, it's an active encouragement of your growth, autonomy, and personal fulfillment. When a man respects your independence, he understands that your life, passions, and aspirations are your own. He doesn't seek to control your choices or mold you into an image that suits him. Instead, he supports your ambitions, even if they challenge the conventional dynamics of a relationship. Whether it's pursuing a demanding career, dedicating time to personal hobbies, or building relationships with friends and family, he celebrates the aspects of your life that make you uniquely you. This respect is shown in his willingness to trust you. A man who loves you and values your independence doesn't feel threatened by your autonomy. He doesn't view your strength as a challenge to his role in the relationship, but as something to admire and nurture. He trusts your judgment and respects your ability to make decisions for yourself. This trust fosters a sense of equality where both partners feel empowered to be authentic and honest without fear of judgment or control. Respecting your independence also means understanding that time apart can strengthen a relationship. A man who loves you doesn't demand constant attention or reassurance. He recognizes that personal space and time to focus on your own goals and interests are essential for your well-being. He doesn't interpret your need for independence as a lack of love or commitment, but as a natural and healthy part of a balanced relationship. At the same time, his respect for your independence is not a form of detachment. He doesn't use it as an excuse to disengage or remain uninvolved in your life. Instead, he remains supportive and involved in the ways that matter most to you. He takes an interest in your passions and celebrates your successes, not because he needs to be part of everything you do, but because he genuinely cares about your happiness and growth. This respect also extends to the way he communicates. He values your voice in the relationship, seeking your input on decisions and respecting your perspective, even when it differs from his own. He doesn't see disagreements as a threat, but as an opportunity to better understand you. This mutual respect creates an environment where you feel safe to express yourself fully, knowing that your thoughts and feelings are valued. His respect for your independence reflects his belief in the strength of your partnership. He knows that love doesn't require either person to diminish their individuality, but thrives when both partners are free to grow and contribute their unique strengths to the relationship. By respecting your independence, he shows you that his love is rooted in a deep appreciation for who you are as a person, not just as a partner. In the end, true love is not about grand gestures or fleeting words, but is revealed through consistent actions, unwavering support, and a deep commitment to growth, respect, and understanding. A man who truly loves you demonstrates his feelings in the quiet but powerful ways. He shows up for you every day, listening with genuine interest, respecting your independence, prioritizing your well-being, and standing by you through life's hardest moments. Love is not a state of perfection, but a journey of mutual care, effort, and evolution. It is found in the willingness to grow together, to navigate challenges with resilience, and to celebrate each other's individuality while building something shared and meaningful. True love is not just about how someone makes you feel, but about how they act to make your life richer, more stable, and more fulfilling. These signs may not always come with fanfare, but they carry a quiet strength and authenticity that sets them apart. Love that is rooted in respect, partnership, and consistency becomes a foundation for a lasting relationship. It tells you that you are valued, cherished, and deeply loved, not just for who you are today, but for who you will become in the years ahead. And that kind of love is truly rare, profound, and worth holding on to.